Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm talking about the core set. For those of you who don't know, the core set was revealed yesterday. It is replacing the classic and basic cards. Lots of the cards are leaving, some new cards are coming in. And today I wanted to run you down the 10 cards that are now leaving standard mode that are going to be missed the most. Some of these cards have been played for 5 years in multiple decks all across the game and are now no longer going to be in the mode. And I think they're going to be huge losses for these classes. So I wanted to run you guys down the really important cards that are getting lost, what this means for the class, and the top 10 things that you won't be able to play anymore. And I know this sounds negative, but there's loads of new cards, loads of new synergies, another new expansion. There'll be plenty of new stuff. Don't worry about it. But yeah, some of these old cards are some favorites, and it's going to be a shame to see them go. So I'm going to run down the top 10 cards that are going to be missed the most. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe, and let's get right into number 1. Number 1 is Eviscerate. 2 mana, deal 2, deal 4. We know how this works. It's been classic, it's been played for 5 years in any kind of aggro rogue, burst rogue. It was played in Galakron rogue, even a more mid-rangey rogue, just as removal. It's efficient, it has combo synergy, and it's gone. This is the most played classic card at the moment by like play rate, and it's no longer going to be in the game. It's going to be rogue. It looks like the game as a whole, I'm going to link the whole core set below, but it looks like the whole game as a whole is going in a kind of different direction. It's going to be more minion based, less burst based. So yeah, cards like Eviscerate are just gone. I think you'll notice a trend in the type of card that is not going to be in the game anymore. But yeah, rogue mains eat your heart out. It's going to be a different style of rogue. Probably more minion based. Probably more kind of play big combo minions, play minions, weapons maybe, but not burst. I think they're kind of steering away from hand burst. Because yeah, I like this change. As much as I love Eviscerate, dying from 12... dying from like 8 health to double Eviscerate when you were winning the game. Sinister Strike is still in the game, so you still have a little bit of burst, but this is just very flexible, and having both in the game, Sinister Strike, Eviscerate, and then die from 14, maybe 15 with a dagger, with a weapon, like, it's not very fun. So I understand this kind of burst-oriented game plan, getting taken out of the game, and yeah, overall good change, I like it. Next up, we have the basic card Frostbolt. Now, Frostbolt was played in Mage and Freeze Mage years and years ago. It's been played in any kind of burst kind of mage archetype. It's been played to stall against demon hunters. It's again similar to Eviscerate, it's just burst that goes face. And freezes, mage, spell damage, if spell damage gets strong. We've seen a lot of buffed spell damage minions added to the core set, like the new legendary Egwin. We'll call it Egwin because I can't pronounce it. That's a spell damage card. They seem to be pushing the spell damage archetype more, giving them stronger spell damage minions. But when they do that, I guess they gotta give less cheap burst that goes face, which makes sense. It balances it out, means you have spell damage to kind of pop up with Cram Session or pop up with board removal, but don't just kill your opponent in the face from 10 health, because as if you've played against Burn Mage and Mozaki Mage, you understand that this kind of game plan isn't that fun, isn't great for the game, and I'm glad it's, I want to say I'm glad it's gone. I like Frostbolt, I do like it, but I understand why it's gone, and I think it's a good change for the game overall. Okay, you may start to see a trend right about now. It's Kill Command. It's hard to say the same thing about 3 different cards that do basically the same thing. It goes face. Even in Hunter they said, you know what? We want Hunters to go face, but we don't want burst. So Kill Command is out. It's one of the most original. We remember the lethal with Kill Command on Savannah High main, Tundra Rhino for that extra 1 damage back in the day. It's a classic card. It's been around. It's a basic card, but it's a classic, basic. You know what I mean. It's been around in the game for a long time. Really good card. Solid. I like it. Shame for it to go, but I guess again, Team 5 are just being like, we're gonna steer away from the burst kind of gameplay, and we're gonna steer more towards playing for board, playing for minions, and this is what everyone's asked for. So I'm gonna be really interested in how the game panned out. I'm really excited for the core set as well. I did a full review of the core set on my Twitch channel, but it's about 3 hours long, and I have no idea how to get that on YouTube. Do you guys want it in like 10 parts? 2 parts? Hour and a half long? Still too long? Like, I have no idea how to do that efficiently, so maybe I'm going to make more videos like top 10s and things like that, just to break down the bits you want to see, because no one wants to see me reviewing, like, wow, 1 mana 1/1 is still in the game, you know? So I'll try and cut in the important bits. Anyway, Kill Command does damage, staying in wild, good for the game. Goodbye. Animal Companion. Goodbye, Huffer. No more Huffer. I would play sad music right now, but I don't want to get copy striked, so just imagine sad music and... Alright, there, done. No Huffer. No Huffer in the game. I don't know. No Misha, no Leok. I'm really interested in where this has gone. From the design changes that I've seen so far, they seem to be steering away from charge. So giving Huffer Rush maybe just bad. So they decided just to remove Animal Companion from the game. It's always been a solid 3-drop. It's been played in loads of Hunter decks over the years. I guess they're kind of also steering away from these powerful auto-include cards that you just auto-include. Like, if you build a Hunter deck, the first thing you do is, like, Tracking, Animal Companion, like, Eagle Horn Bow, Kill Command. You just chuck them all in. And, like, cards like these auto-include cards, like Edwin was an auto-include card for a while, they probably want to steer away from, as well as burst-orientated stuff. And just kind of... I don't know. I don't think Huffer needed to die. This card is the one I'm not sure about. Like, I think I would have been fine with it in the game. A lot of the time it just develops minions. It's fine. Maybe because of the RNG. Like, maybe. Like, this is a crazy thought. But maybe they're trying to steer away from RNG. And they want there to be less RNG in the game. And even a 1 in 3 is too much. But I don't believe that. Maybe the game becomes purely... Maybe it's just too much variance. Who knows? Because, yeah, Animal Companions can swing the game. That's one thing I've always not liked about it. But I think it's also been a healthy amount of RNG. It's within certain constraints. You can play around it. Yeah, when you get unlucky, when you hit the 1 in 3 Huffer, it is always Huffer. It hurts. But overall, one of my favorite cards of the classic set, the basic set. And I'll be sad to see it go. Dread Corsair. Now, this is one I'm really happy to see go. I am glad this is out of the game. It's been problematic with Evolve Shaman in the past. I feel like 0 mana cards are always problematic, and Dread Corsair gets cheaper when you have a big weapon. Now, if you have a big weapon, you're probably winning the game anyway, so it just scales these like winning positions into like even stronger positions that has taunt, so you can just play aggro, taunt so you don't die to their stuff, and then just kind of swing your way to winning. I think it's been a problematic card over multiple decks over the years. Pushes Pirates, I think Ship's Cannon that was pretty good with like years ago. I'm glad to see this card go. I think anything costing 0 or 1 mana to cheat out, any mana cheat in the game is not great, and although I like it, yeah, I'm glad it's gone. Goodbye. Next up we have Sorck Apprentice, girl, whatever she gets called. Wow, this is a huge loss to Mage, like a huge loss to Mage. A huge win for the rest of the game. Like, I think this card was toxic at best. Like, yeah, I know, I like the card, but the amount of broken combos, the amount of like cheap mana decks that have existed because of this card on its own is ridiculous. We asked for it to be nerfed, we asked for it to get out of the game a while ago, and I'm guessing the reason they didn't do that until now is because they knew it was going to rotate. Yeah, I love this card. Yeah, it's fond memories, but even if we think like the Cyclone Mages within the last 1 or 2 years, when you go like this, Evocation, and then the number of 1 mana spells you get determines whether you win the game, because you just jam stuff for free, and then like it ruined people's play experience. I mean, not the play experience of the person playing it, but playing against this was not ideal. Glad it's gone. Sad to see it go. Same with most of the cards in this list. But wow, Sorck's Apprentice is a huge loss. Okay, next up we have Savage Roar. Now this is huge for the game. This is like game-breakingly different because Token Druid just doesn't work anymore. Or if it works, you have to play it a different way. There is no token. There's still Arbor up in the game, but that's 5 mana, a lot more expensive. There's no more Solar Eclipse. Savage Roar really takes the burst potential and takes it down a huge notch for Token Druid, which is, again, nice for the game. I like the idea of not having to just play around Token Druid. Like, they build a board, the board sticks, and then you lose. Like now, even the board sticks, maybe Arbor up's not enough damage. Maybe, you know, you can let the board stick for longer because there's half as many cards to pay off. There's now only Arbor up instead of Savage Roar and Arbor up. You won't get punished as much. Probably making the Token Druid kind of archetype less popular. And it's an archetype I don't hate, but it's been around over the last 5 years or so. And yeah, it would be nice to have less Token Druid. And we can play it in Classic. You know, if you really love your Force of Nature Savage Roar, Classic mode will be back. You can jam it there because I don't want to play it in Standard anymore. And I like a lot of these changes. A lot of them are. I miss them, but they're good changes for the game. It's like eating vegetables. They're healthy. I still don't like doing it. Okay, the penultimate. Yeah, I learned a new word. I know that. Penultimate card, Arcane Missiles, which is huge because of all the spell damage synergy that's been added to the game. If you'll notice from Mage, they have all this new spell damage now, and way less burst and payoff. So what that means for the game is that they can have loads of spell damage but not get rewarded. So they can have like +4 spell damage and they can use it to draw with Cram Session, they can use it to clear boards, but they can't use it to like missiles, like 7 damage face. Arcane Spellwing, if we check, is Descent of Dragons, also on a Violet Spellwing site, also rotates, so there won't be any Arcane Missiles in the game. So it seems like a really good time for the class to change, I guess, and lean away from burst and lean more to playing towards board. In replace, they do get Shooting Star, which kind of does a similar thing, but only removes the board, so cannot go face. So they still have this spell damage payoff for 1 mana, but it doesn't just kill your opponent, because you all have the feeling of maybe with Imprisoned Phoenix, they play that, it wakes up, and they just go like Lab Partner, and then like missiles, 4 missiles, and you take like 20 damage face if you don't have minions. And that's like insane. So yeah, Arcane Missiles has had some fun decks over the years. Mozaki Mage is one of the most fun decks I've played with Arcane Missiles, but I think anything that goes face from hand tends to create an unfun play experience for the opponent. So getting rid of it, again, positive change for the game. I'm happy. Last but not least, we're steering away from charge. Nothing has charge anymore except like Kane, the new Demon Hunter Legendary, Grom, and King Crush. That's pretty much it, I think. Charge is pretty much getting removed. Everything having rush or no charge at all. I think Unleash is one of those cards that I would have happily kept in the game. It's a shame to see go. I think especially with like less payoff now as well with no Animal Companion into like Leok. Whoops. I think it's still fine. It's a shame to see it go. I guess they want to steer away from charge. Maybe this means they want to print more minion buffs, which means you don't want charge with minion buffs, because then you can have like Unleash for 6 minions and then +2 attack minion buff or +1 attack minion buff and use to OTK your opponent. And I think the design philosophy seems to be steering away from OTKs and more towards board removal. Maybe if you made them 2/1s with rush, the deck is too strong. So like, I'm sad to see it go. But Unleash is now gone from the game. No more Unleash the Hounds. Now let's move on to some notable mentions that were close to this top 10, but will also be gone. Blizzard and Frostnova. Blizzard and Frostnova both gone from the game. No more freeze, no more board wipe, freeze, no more stall. I mean, you can still stall. There is 3 mana Cone of Cold, but no more Blizzard or Frostnova. No more Shield Block. There is no Shield Block in the game. It is going to be gone once the Corsair rotates in. We don't know when this is. We don't know when rotation is. Probably over the next few weeks / month, but I don't know. No more Shield Block. No more Shield Block. Shield Slam was just a staple in a lot of Control War decks. It's Boulder Fist Ogre. One of my favorite cards ever. Me have good stats for cost. A tribute to my man. We'll be ashamed to see you go. But goodbye, Boulder Fist Ogre. You've been a good one. No, you've been the best. Okay guys, that is going to be the end of the video. If you did enjoy, please leave a like, subscribe, and let me know what you want me to do next. I'm going to do a few more videos talking about the core set. I think it's super exciting, and there's so much stuff I want to dive into, that like synergies that don't exist anymore, synergies that exist now, the best cards of the core set, the worst cards of the core set, cards, why are they in the core set, why are they not in the core set? I got a lot to talk about. Tomorrow I think I'm going to drop the 10 best cards of the core set, so if you want to see that, leave a like, all that good stuff. Hope you guys have a great day, stay healthy, stay hydrated, and I'll hopefully see you guys tomorrow.